The Office of Internal Oversight Services has completed its investigation into 19 area staff members of the UN Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees in the Near East, UNRWA, regarding allegations of their involvement in the armed attacks of the 7th of October 2023 in southern Israel. OIOS made findings in relation to each of the 19 UNRWA staff members alleged to have been involved in the attacks. In one case, no evidence was obtained by OIOS.
So there was a report in Semaphore that the Wall Street Journal tried valiantly to try to confirm its reporting on the UNRWA allegations made by Israel.
Yeah.
Talked to American intelligence sources, Israeli intelligence sources, were completely unable to substantiate them. Does the State Department have anything new about those UNRWA allegations? And in the future, will the State Department consider allegations coming from Israel differently, given that these have not yet been backed up, but such drastic measures?
So I did see that report.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the United Nations Office of Internal Oversight Services, also known as OIOS, has completed its investigation. Remember, there were two investigations. This was the last remaining investigation into the alleged involvement of UNRWA staff in the 7th of October attacks. You may remember that Israel had alleged the involvement of 19 members. Yes, 19 members in the 7th of October attacks. 19 out of the agency's 30,000 workforce. You can imagine, 19 out of 30,000 people who work for UNRWA in the region. Pro-Zionist American media outlets such as the Wall Street Journal had gone a step further, alleging that more than 10% of UNRWA staff members had direct links with Hamas, meaning around 3,000 of them. And this was in January this year. I will come back to the Wall Street Journal in a bit because something shocking has happened even there. But let's look at the findings of OIOS and what it has concluded. Here is what the UN spokesperson said just a few hours ago.
You've been asking for a long time about the Office of Internal Oversight Services work concerning the UN Relief and Works Agency. I can tell you the following. The Office of Internal Oversight Services has completed its investigation into 19 area staff members of the UN Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees in the Near East, UNRWA, regarding allegations of their involvement in the armed attacks of the 7th of October 2023 in southern Israel. OIOS made findings in relation to each of the 19 UNRWA staff members alleged to have been involved in the attacks. In one case, no evidence was obtained by OIOS to support the allegations of the staff members' involvement, while in 9 other cases, the evidence obtained by OIOS was insufficient to support the staff members' involvement. With respect to these 10 cases, appropriate measures will be taken in due course in conformity with UNRWA regulations and rules. In respect of the remaining 9 cases, the evidence obtained by OIOS indicated that the UNRWA staff members may have been involved in the armed attacks of the 7th of October 2023. The employment of these individuals will be terminated in the interests of the agency.
So out of 19 members that Israel originally accused, 12 have been exonerated, meaning the investigation did not find any evidence against them. So as usual, this was a sick Israeli lie. And the remaining 7, according to the UN, may have been. Do pay attention to the wording. Not confirmed, but may have been. This simply punctures the Israeli claims and exposes the Zionist propaganda. Now let's return to the Wall Street Journal lie. In January, the Wall Street Journal carried a hard-hitting piece accusing the UNRWA's 3,000 staff members of having direct links with Hamas. What these astonishing allegations caused was an immediate stop on the funding of UNRWA by more than a dozen countries, including America, Canada, the UK, Germany, and Australia. In real terms, this meant that UNRWA was suddenly poorer by a whopping $450 million. This money was snatched from UNRWA, which has been a lifeline for Palestinian refugees in Gaza, the West Bank, and in the region, at a time when more than 2 million people desperately needed food and water to survive, as the terrorist regime of Israel carried out its genocidal campaign in Gaza. However, news website Semaphore has now got hold of an internal communication of a senior Wall Street Journal editor who admits that the allegations made by her newspaper had zero truth. According to Semaphore, as you can see on the screen, this is what Wall Street Journal's chief editor Elena Cherney wrote in an email. And I quote, "The fact that the Israeli claims haven't been backed up by solid evidence doesn't mean our reporting was inaccurate or misleading, that we have walked it back, or that there is a correctable error here. A clear admission of falsehood, but no remorse. An apology. A trait that you can usually associate with a shameless Zionist. The fact that this propaganda outlet was responsible for stopping the supply of food and water to millions of innocent Palestinians would tell you the impact that the Wall Street Journal's piece on UNRWA had caused. And yet, its editor is essentially saying that shit happens." What a shameless individual. By the way, one reporter raised this issue in today's State Department press briefing. Any guesses what Matthew Miller had to say?
Ryan. Thanks, Matt. Not sure if you saw, there was a report in Semaphore that the Wall Street Journal tried valiantly to try to confirm its reporting on the UNRWA allegations made by Israel.
Yeah.
Talked to American intelligence sources, Israeli intelligence sources, were completely unable to substantiate them. Does the State Department have anything new about those UNRWA allegations? And in the future, will the State Department consider allegations coming from Israel differently, given that these have not yet been backed up, but such drastic measures?
So I did see that report, and I think it is a good time to remind everyone that the action that we took was not in response to information that the government of Israel brought to us. It was in response to UNRWA coming to us, and UNRWA saying that they had received these allegations from the government of Israel, and they found them credible. And so that was what led us to make the decision that we made. It wasn't getting anything from the government of Israel. It was when UNRWA itself said they found the allegations credible that we thought it was an appropriate step to take to pause the funding. Now, with respect to the underlying investigation, so Sean asked me about it. I believe the UN has issued a statement about it earlier today. We have not yet had a chance to review either the statement or what I understand to be an underlying report, but we'll certainly do so over the coming days, and we'll leave it until we've had a chance to do so to pass judgment.
That's Matthew Miller for you. Deflect the original question to hide his embarrassment, but indulge in more UNRWA lies because he knows that no reporter will challenge him on his lies. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, because that's one of the many ways you can support independent journalism. God bless you all.